Snakebite over not only dagger throw but calculated gamble? Hello YouTube, Baku here. My initial impression of the card Snakebite was that it's garbage and one of the worst poison cards. But now I actually would put this over Deadly Poison. It's the best common poison card in the Silence pool. The retain allows you to play it on a convenient turn, and the numbers on it is, I promise you, not bad. Of course you don't usually want two of these, you would rather have a bubble over the second one, but you don't always get what you want, you sometimes have to take what you get. In this run I was desperate for a solution that Snakebite has given me. I'm convinced that I would have lost if I didn't have both of them. If you've been holding out on picking this card, this run might change your mind. Enjoy the video. Kill the Architect. I don't see the Oyster a lot. 11 HP. We can upgrade a card that most likely would be Neutralize. Or transform one strike and defend. And our act boss is the Ceremonial Beast. I don't know about this. After this elite, would I be ready to fight two elites? I might as well go here. No. The path on the middle takes me to the second elite after the relic, which might be relevant. I don't really need to take 3 elites, but it makes sense to take this one because unless I take this event, because then this is an easy pool fight into this hard pool fight and another hard pool fight, but then I fight 2 hard pool fights without a reward. Hard pool fights are almost as bad as elite, but they don't have the reward. What would be something safe to do? If this elite gets me down, I can pivot here. I can decide after the chest, it would need to be here. Here I don't think this is that much safer over this. Especially if we beat 2 elites, at this point we know the exact matchup here and we can decide based on that. We are pretty likely taking the first and the third elite on the middle path. There's no sensible way to avoid an early elite. You could argue the right path is that, but the right path would give me the third easy pool fight here, unless one of the events turns out to be an easy pool fight, which is actually likely over 4 events. But that would get me to 1 elite and not many upgrades. A pretty bad shot. I don't like that. I'm either upgrading or taking the Oyster. I'm gonna try the Oyster here. Have I Do I have it in the compendium? Have I ever taken the oyster? Don't believe I have. This isn't the oyster. That's a capsule, no? And this is the humidifier. Oh, here's the oyster. I have taken it. So no additional pressure there. However, I still think that... Oyster would also give an extra 3 HP for every rest I do. So let's assume I rest once. This gives me 14 HP. Is that better than a neutralize upgrade? That's the question. I could also take the leafy poultice thing and not actually root HP from that. It does seem like the strongest option, but I don't like the fact that this elite is pretty much mandatory. Alright, let's see what's here. Sucker Punch and Pinpoint. Those are pretty good cards for this. I am happy about that outcome. Lot of SRAMs in the deck, unfortunately, but hopefully we finish the fight early enough with that start. Since I just said that, I think I'm taking 3 to push damage. I wanna exhaust this, sure. Don't think I'm gonna cycle back to that. Escape plan helps with Pinpoint. Good enough reason to take it. It is bad against Ceremonial Beast. It is bad against Ceremonial Beast. And anything that really relies on me playing a bunch of cards per turn is gonna be bad against the boss. These cards are not any better, so I'm taking the escape plan, and of course escape plan is better than skip. Birdonis Egg. That gives me a strong 0 cost attack if I choose to hatch. That's currently better than my upgrades in my opinion. 7 max HP. It's hard to turn down. During these card rewards I might find something good to upgrade. A 7 HP and the loss of an upgrade is hard to justify. An upgrade on even neutralize and or sucker punch could be really important down the line. Am I losing 3 here? Yes. Not discard yet, but I like untouchable. I think I'm gonna pick backflip here. Up my sleeve is attractive, but not when the boss is ceremonial beast, right? It is good against the elites. At least it's good against the parasite. And against the statue as well. This is also a skill, by the way. One that turns in a long fight into a local skill. It is good with pinpoint, but so is backflip. I'm gonna pick backflip here, but it's a close choice. And let's get the third easy pull combat out of the way. Valid Prince versus Acrobatics. I'm gonna choose Valid Prince here. Upgrade the Valid Prince over anything else? I think the answer to that is yes. And it is Burdonis, which is not an outcome I like. Skill portion on the turn where I have pinpoint in hand. Not having drawn Sucker Punch or Neutralize so far is hurting me. I mean, I could do this and then problem solved, right? Valid Prince over a strike. Or even a survivor. I am slow on the damage side. I am most likely using both potions in this fight. Yeah, I am not sure about this elite at all. Might not use the skill potion at this rate. It is fire pot time for 7 damage, really? Might be able to take this if I use the skill potion instead. How likely am I to kill next turn? Strike and Sucker Punch doesn't kill. Pinpoint needs to be a card drawn, and alone it is not enough. It's actually pretty unlikely. So for that reason I'm throwing this. Rewarded with flex pot and Ape plan. I don't want to take too many of those against Ceremonial Beast. Oh man. Don't have dexterity source for dodge and roll either, and it's unupgraded. You already have a lot of blocks. Makes me want to skip here. Dagger spray maybe for ferrocite. And flex potion. Sure. Let's do that. I'm vulnerable now. Vulnerable and frail at the same time, scary. Luckily I have this, giving me lethal. So Dagger throw says discard. It could be the start of me taking Slay cards. Yeah, I might not be able to take that elite. Ooh, I don't like this at all. So Crossbow Raider will attack me for a lot every other turn. Tracker is gonna... Can I kill it this turn? Yes, then I should, because this is gonna decrease my... This is gonna give me frail and then attack me for a lot every turn. Weak is particularly effective against Tracker Raider though. I am still thinking which one should I kill. I can kill the Brute, but that's the one I want to kill the least on turn 1. I think I can handle these two if Tracker is gone. If I can't, if I don't draw Sucker Punch next turn, then Tracker Raider is gonna be a huge trouble. Even the others are gonna be. Well, the others would be dead, but... Buffing itself right at the second turn. Now this should be a piece of cake. I would be a lot happier to take Prepare with a bunch more backflips. Up my sleeve it is. Veteran ceremonial beast, isn't it? All of this is Veteran ceremonial beast? Ah, everything is Veteran ceremonial beast. Let's keep this. I have 2 potions into a rest site. I'm definitely resting and not upgrading there. Statue. I think I can beat the statue. And the frog parasite with both potions used. Both seem to be pretty safe. This makes it a lot better with Ornament of an and Gorget. We have that extra necessary defense. And here I could turn this into 20 damage. More actually. With the strongest attack last. How we begin, he says. Alright, cool. That was all of my power spike. I might die in this turn. Unlikely, but that was pretty close. We got the flex potion back. And once again, not cards we want to see when preparing against the ceremonial beast. That's very annoying. All of the shops had to be early shops when now I would really like to get to one. I'm gonna skip these. My prayers have been answered. Deadly poison, now that's a card we want to see. Dash is the card we want to see. We are super taking both of those. Moving a strike. No money left for a potion, unfortunately. These are important to do. Okay, now I feel much better. Might still need to rest at this though. For dagger spray? Is it necessary? It is lethal, but it doesn't stop the 6 damage from infection because it's lethal with poison only. Because this would deal 18. This and this survives, and strike and deadly poison are both necessary. Pinpoint cannot be played. And poison only triggers after the infections. If I take 6, I'm at 26. If I don't do that, then I'm honestly likely to take even more. Yeah. I said it as it is. I could have played backflip. Oh no. Okay, that poison was a misplay. I should have let that one live. Then I may have finished the fight with 31 health. Or even better if I draw into an escape plan and that draws a skill. Neutralize is also an out. Another backflip sounds nice. We don't need the third defense, that was my bad. Oh, I need the second one. Alright, I don't have particularly good potions. I have a Mirage. With only deadly poison, that's surely a bad card. I definitely need to rest here. I'm not at the power level where I want to be, but honestly, the Spire didn't like me very much, except for that one shot. Discarded the fan. I mean, it's good to keep that, I guess. Nah, could have been better to strike. Weak for next turn. Let's keep the weak giving attack for next turn. Now it's gonna cause me to ring. So I want to leave dash. Dash is a very good card to play in that turn. For the turn after that, backflip should be good. Maybe we were better off against this boss than I thought. Maybe I didn't need to rest. Now it's gonna cause ringing again. And I drew into dash. Dash, nice. Yeah, I did not need to rest. Oh well. Potion kept. Tools of the Shade is gonna be very great. I like the hunt too, but it's next to Tools of the Shade. Add 2 relax to the deck. Upgrade 5. Is PSI just worse with Gorget, or is that not a big issue? I will most likely not do this first turn usually because of Ring of the Snake and Red Mask. Although maybe the beak doesn't disappear, I'm not sure how that works. Boss is the crab. Seems like to me once we add relax to this deck, we are pretty good in terms of defense. We are a bit behind on upgrades, but it's not too bad. Is it not too bad? I could really discard the Tools of the Trade, the backflips, escape and deadly poison. Without that, does my deck survive the first few fights? Is the question. What's the path? That's kind of a relevant question. I don't want an early shop. In which case, basically all of my options are kind of bad. I'm thinking about this. This is a hard pull fight. Hard pull fight. And one elite overall. A pretty good late shop. Some upgrade options, so less reason to take the tooth. I think it's just gonna be relaxed. If I recall correctly, their upgrades are great. Alright, let's see where this takes us. Full block. After all that, I can still play the other relax. That's kinda crazy. Yeah, this also makes upgrades a bit less necessary. That's true, but wasn't really taken into consideration. I'm fully ready for some good cards to be offered to me now. Noxious Fumes is it. Noxious Fumes is a good card. And you know what's better than Noxious Fumes? Noxious Fumes Plus. It's definitely better than that. One block needs to be removed, huh? That's kinda awkward. Poison doesn't help it then. Vulnerable doesn't solve it either. Both potions would, but it's not worth that much. For the week I would consider it. That would save me 6 now? Nah. Let's take this damage. We're not having a good matchup here. But it's dead next turn. Not really, actually. Not unless I poison it. Seems like I'm... Oh, it's dead. Poison potion. Oh yeah, I had noxious fumes, that's why it was dead. Combo? Okay, with combo. But I like my current potions. This was an easy bullfight. What's waiting for me here? The Louse Progenitor. I'm bleeding badly. Badly bleeding. I think it's a bad way. How dare you do that? That was very bad. Liquid memories, I want over potion of binding. And I like the fact I like all of these, honestly, but I'm taking the flat. We can get a lizard tail. I think we need that. Does that mean we go for a greedier path? I don't think a lizard tail provides enough for that. I would like to dodge the shop if I'm spending 200 here though. That looks like I'm gonna have a bad floor later. Alright, that was a good backflip. Lucky backflip, I should have done that differently. This is a bad hand, let's just relax. This should be the elite instead of the prison, by the way. This is an interesting fight. This is also a hard fight. This should be promoted. I'm not sure that should be enough. Wow, yeah, bad order against this enemy. It should die next turn. Taking 8 more if I don't use potion. But I don't want to use a liquid memories. That potion might be too valuable, and we have Lizard Tail. We can greet this. I like both the untouchable and the deadly poison. I'm gonna take the untouchable. Oh boy. Oh Lord, save me. Alright. This is just gonna weaken me sometimes. This is gonna keep protecting itself, but for me a big nuisance, so I think my primary targeted the ball bug because the others don't have any big attacks really. It's gonna die by itself, but the next time it would deal damage, so next target should be this one because this is attacking for some unpleasant amount. That was a better fight because Nectar Bug wasn't here. If the Nectar Bug was here, I would have been in trouble. An upgraded dodge and roll I will take. And what am I upgrading? Just kidding. Actually, maybe I should have upgraded something, because this really could have been a Regal Pillow and then resting here would have been better. Now I have one Elite and two Hardpool fights, but I also have a Litter Tail, so now I will upgrade. Relax. The Tools of the Shade. I think it's gonna be Tools of the Shade first. It's the Beeman. Who was I hoping for? I think I was hoping for Beeman. It is gonna be rough. It is gonna be rough. That week was not necessary. I would have full blocked anyway. That's extremely awkward. I'm gonna liquid memories, relax. Noxious Fume came very late. Very unfortunate. Now it's gonna become even stronger. Scary. Need to push some damage. They need to do that before they're gonna cost me 3 draws per pop. I can get away with this too, but that's it. This is way too much protection to not do. I'm okay with taking a bit here. Next to that throw is kinda shit anyway. Okay, it's GG. Ricochet is a lot better now. Runs full blocks. Strike kills. I think I'm okay just full blocking. Time is on my side. I'll take this Snakebite now. I'm a bit late, but I'm also turning around on that card. Not being as bad as it looks. Not great, but it's not as bad as it looks. I do appreciate more poison. Although it's not particularly great against the crab. I'm kind of fucked against the crab, aren't I? Now that I think about it. This is gonna wake up now. Wakes up next turn as long as I don't damage it anymore. That's fine. That's kinda horrible. Oh boy. Don't wanna desert there now. If I can help it. Aim for next. Oh, we don't need to aim for next and we just have it. So Outbreak is takeable now? I think Outbreak is takeable now. Yeah, no relic, no rare cards. Cards kinda bad. Maybe Dark Shackles is not too bad, but the main threat is the Rocket Punch. Against that, really this is good. And Skill Potion too. And resting too. Who knows, maybe we keep the lizard there. You're already weakened. Is full block, this is 12 already. So I don't need to turn around. Yeah, I didn't full block, but it's fine. This needs to be played early. And next turn is gonna be Rocket Punch. I'm gonna need this for that. Especially since I don't have the weapons put down yet. Boy. Help me. That's great. That's great. Now I have all my powers down. I still continue to sacrifice some HP because I really need to push damage at some point. I'm still optimistic about maybe not needing to sack the tail. Okay, now we don't need to do anything against Rocket Claw. The Rocket Claw problem solves itself, in fact. Raise skills. Turn around with this. $99 blocks. Relax would have been maybe better. Relax, Slack Sweep can both be played at the same turn anyway. Let's do Escape and Relax. And with the cards I drew, this might actually be a full block. Nice. It is. Okay, and poison needs racking up. So Shadow Melt can quite consistently double the block I get from Relax. With Valid Plans it can pretty easily be made to happen. Adrenaline makes it easier to play Relax, which might be more important. Shadow Melt also gets the same thing done, but Shadow Melt needs an upgrade for that. Adrenaline doesn't. So Adrenaline wins. Hi Daggers, Almighty. You're almighty. I haven't gotten the meat cleaver yet, but I've seen it. I've seen it in others playthrough. Gain max HP and remove 2 cards. That would make my deck very good. Try Boomerang used to decrease the cost of attacks, now it doubles the damage. And my Argos is the Queen. If my main source of damage wasn't poison, Try Boomerang against Queen doesn't seem that bad in general. I think I'm gonna pick the Meat Cleaver. Have I ever picked Throwing Axe? No. I don't have a lot of money. I'm okay with these 2 elites. The first one after only the 2 easy pull fights. After which I get a fire and a shock. Second elite. And then yeah, we are there. The only way I can imagine a path being better is if it offers me more upgrades. And the right paths seem to do that, but they are more dangerous despite the more rest sites. And I'm talking about upgrades, but I picked meat craver, so surely I'm removing my crap cards instead. I'm leaving the upgrades to Stonecracker, I guess. They have bigger from Akabeko. That's in 2 turns. Snakebite, and this one is upgraded. I like it. I think I need that. Never exhaust. Oh, deal 1 damage to random enemy. Or make a card not exhaust, such as the calculated gamble or the adrenaline. Or relax. And I can remove the decay at the rest site. Choosing this, I'm just not sure what I'm choosing it on. I think adrenaline. Relax is tempting, but if I choose relax, I would want to upgrade it. And I want to remove cards that upgrade them. Especially now that I have a curse. Oh boy, help me. Survivor is removed. Yeah, let's go with this. That was pretty good with Akabeko. Snakebite kills it. Housing Frenzy is not the poison card I'm looking for against the Queen, and I already have two cost poison cards, so I am skipping this. And it's the nerds. I think I would rather face some other elite, but who is the target here? I don't think my upgrades are very crucial. Besides maybe the tools of the trade upgrade, the others are not very relevant. I have a lot of trash in my deck, so it's not you either, so I want to pick up the Freya Knight first. That's terrible. Ouch. I have a big problem. This is gonna bomb me for 35. It should have been my target. Is it too late? I think it is. I'm gonna have to survive that somehow. I should have discarded that with dagger throw. Oops. Next turn, it's gonna destroy me. I'm going to throw the big pot on him, but that's still 20 lot. I'm dead if I don't use the pot now though. No, I rebuilt one. You know what? That's perfect because I can use the Lizard Tail on the 35 damage then. I'm just making sure I didn't miscalculate that. I could play this, but I'm sure I will play it. Okay, I need to kill the Freya Knight and defend against the other one. Sounds doable. I don't know what the Muggy does beyond turn 5. Guess we'll see now. I've never let it go this late. I play neutralize on this and sucker punch on this. Then the dying happens here. Maybe I even use strength pot and do the other way around, so I push more damage on this, but I don't think that's needed. Anyway, I have 1 mana left to defend 8 feet, and I do that by playing Deflect and Defend. Noxious Fumes and Outbreak get exhausted, which is a shame. Wait, Noxious Fume doesn't get exhausted if I just discard it. So... oh, and I can have enough mana to play this. Alright. Now Wizard Tail saves me. Now my second target is of course the Muggy. I won't have enough mana to play all of this. So let the strike be exhausted. I most likely play these 3 cards, so I want to discard this. Convenient. To survive one more week encounter. If that's the red that summons the mechas, I'm screwed. But these are exhaust. Ah, please help. So this is 12 damage, that's not enough, I need to use the strength pot as well, damn it. Guess I didn't have to, but I had no way of knowing that. Survivor and Defend. Is enough. I don't have enough mana to play any of the poison cards. Is Survivor Neutralize enough? It actually is. So I discard this, and can I play the rest? No, I cannot. Can play a Noxious Fumes. Oh wait, but the Neutralize has to go to the Muggy. I do need Defense Survivor. Yeah, looks like I'm exhausting Noxious Fumes. I want to keep Deadly. I'm not exhausting it because Survivor, right. Normal backflip and untouchable. Push damage. Shaped rocks. And piercing wear is gonna be great against the queen. Looks like I live. Oh no, not these guys. I'm way too slow for this. In general, what I'm noticing is that I'm way too slow for everything. Snakebite gets sprayed. I'm more concerned about my dexterity being gone. No. That helps. So neutralize on both places reduces incoming damage by 4. Actually damage is here. Alright. Alright, noxious fumes needs to be played. That's a very rough buff that they put on the Forgotten. It really is. Got to make other ranks happen. Okay, take off some quests, that would help. Yeah, get my dexterity back. Awesome. Very awesome. Oh no, this wasn't even this fight. Oh no. Panic. Anticipate is good. I don't think so. It's trash. Can I not use Meat Cleaver? That's scary. I'll see about that. Captain's Beer could help. Oh no. Definitely a good use of the potion. The Elite is always gonna be a single target fight here. Need piercing veil. Pinpoint is fine, still have bigger. Oh, looks like I fucked up a little bit. Lost 4 max HP here. So relax a bit. So heals for 19, heals for 9. I can sacrifice 10 HP for 2 removes. I think that will help. Let's cook. Waffle, please. No waffle. Neko Skull helps. Potions are not great. Take a Neko Skull and get out of here. Chant a scare with Nimbra 2. Get it on deflect. And this is gonna be dangerous. I don't think we are winning this run. I think I don't remove the other 2 strikes and instead heal for the max amount after this. With adrenaline, nice. Let's play this first. Would have been nice. Sucker Punch, Dash, Deadly Poison, but instead of Deadly Poison, maybe Valid Plans. Oh, it was already weakened. Good. I think I just need to draw this. Take 3. That should be fine. Now we are vulnerable. Captain's wheel is here. Time to have spacing wheel. Guess we keep it for a turn that is better. And my best protection is this. This will get me to 22. I take 5 more. Scary shit. And I get debuffed again. Oh no. This is not a multi-attack turn. Hopefully we have a lot of mana. And now we won this fight. We still have one. Pantograph! Thank you! Spire, you are the most gracious. You are the greatest. Thank you, Spire. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't want this. Alright, so if I just cook, then I'm at 43 HP. I think it's possible, but it would be very scary. Downside of resting, resting gets me. Now my max HP is more because I cooked before. It's an extra 13 health. 59. 50 with 59 health. The downside is that I have the 2 strikes. But man, it could happen that we draw good cards that get bounded and I get unbounded strikes after that, but with the well-laid plans, with all the draw we have, surely it's not something I need to be very afraid of. Energy potion is pretty good to use the relaxes. Alright, since my deck is slow, the best thing to do here is to not focus on either of them, but let the queen buff the amalgam for a while. And kill it when I can no longer take the scaling of it, the strength of it. Because when the amalgam dies, the queen starts over the buffing process on herself. And that's when piercing wear should be used. If I can arrange it. Noxious Fume should be played as soon as possible. There we go. I think I need valid plans. Okay, so Snake cards playing Trigger to Bound, that's kind of what I expected, but now it's confirmed knowledge. I think I'm gonna gamble this. Alright, from here on out I feel like I should focus the poison on the queen and damage on the amalgam when applicable. Where's the poison though? There it is. Can I survive this without killing it? If I can, then all it takes is a strike. I think I need to use the strike. And Snakebites here. Just to be a bit mana efficient there. It's gonna buff itself, next turn it's gonna multi-attack already. But this should be within the range that I can reasonably protect myself from. Not really, I'm gonna take damage, but no reason not to use this now, by the way. I should do this. I did not think we would win this round, and you know the craziest part? I have over 25 HP right now. We didn't even need a pentagraph. I thought pentagraph saved the run. We won without its help. GG. Another silent win. This is really starting to shape up as a ladder streak. 3 more wins, that's kind of far away, but yeah, I'm feeling good about this.